Well, all right. All right, all right. Hello, everybody. What is going on? How's things? Switch panels over here. That's all good. Everything's good. I got to fix this one, though, because that one is broken because I changed it out last week, and I got to put it back. Otherwise, when I switch screens in a minute, everything will just go dark. And then you'll think it's related to Ken Heron's show. And we don't want none of that to happen. Is the whispering bothering you? Does it make you think things are going off? Like, let's go, Brandon. Oh my God, what am I looking for? I got this list open, and I'm looking for it, and I'll be damned if I can find it. But I know there's something here that I want. I just got to figure out where it is. I know it's not down there. What in the world? I've lost an input, but I know it's there because I see it on other screens. What in the world is going on? While I'm looking at this, I'm just gonna ask everybody to name their favorite color and favorite number in chat, and I'm gonna be quiet while you guys figure out what that is. What is your favorite number and favorite color? Blue 69, Lloyd. That sounded too much like a bingo call. Oh my God. Well, you guys, seeing as how you know Lloyd is here, you know what else I need to do, man? I don't know why. I always forget, but I always forget to turn on my sound effects board. And I don't know why I forget. I can never remember to turn on the sound effects board. Does anybody have any idea why that is? Anybody know why I always do that? Why do I forget to turn on the sound effects board? Anybody know? Lloyd? Lloyd, do you know?
You're old and forgetful. Yeah, you're old.
Old and forgetful. There you go. Howdy, Lloyd.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome. Are you feeling better? Are you still coughing up a lung?
Oh no, I'm not. No, that lung's gone now, so it's already coughed up. So I'm working on my second lung now. No, I'm doing much better. I called you last week, right?
No.
Or not? Or
no.
Did I just text you? I didn't have a voice. I mean, my voice. Well, what I did have, I sounded like the second bass singer on a gospel quartet. You know.
Well, that's because you keep playing with all them dummies all the time, and you're trying to do all them different. Yeah.
No, it's just I had what Judy had, and basically, you know.
See, I was afraid you guys got COVID, you know, and just got really bad.
Well, that's what scared me. Judy. On Tuesday, the week before, she woke up in the evening and she couldn't breathe. I mean, she literally, I tried everything. I gave her breathing treatments. I gave her all that. She just couldn't catch her breath. And finally she says, I was getting worried, and I said, you want to go to the hospital? And finally she says, well, call the ambulance and let them come check me, and let's see what they say. And when she says call the ambulance, she wouldn't let me call the ambulance when she had the stroke. So when she says call the ambulance, boom, I was on the phone. Yeah. They came out. They told me they thought she might have pneumonia. Turned out, and apparently it's been really rampant in our part of the country here. People that have COPD and lung issues are having really high exacerbations caused by the change in the change in temperatures going up and down.
Oh yeah,
and the ragweed allergy attacks. You know,
I was going to say probably allergies and humidity and stuff variants all at once.
All of that combined. And like my daughter-in-law, she said they only had one COVID case in their hospital, but they had like 35 exasperations of the lungs in the hypoxia, which is what she had.
Yeah.
And of course, I was suffering from the same thing. I asked the doctor when we were in the ER, I said, should I get a COVID test while I'm here? You're giving her one, give me one. He said, if hers comes back positive, we're going to slam you in here and give you one too. Otherwise, we're just going to let you sit there. Well,
Makes sense.
Here's the problem. They
She's
didn't
the one
have enough.
She's the one that stays home. You're the one that always goes out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but give her the COVID test. Anyways.
Wouldn't that be the kicker
problem
if she tested positive and you tested negative and the only way she could get it is from you?
From me.
How
yeah,
screwed up would that be?
But and talking about screwed up, she spent there's 4 nights there, and she spent 2 of those nights, 2.5 nights, in the ER. But fortunately, she was in an isolated room. She wasn't in just one of those pull through curtains. It was an actual room.
Yeah.
But it was in the ER. They didn't even get her up on the ward for 2.5 days. Because they didn't have beds available. And there were a couple COVID cases that came in. One lady died while I was sitting there. They life flighted her in, and I was sitting out in the lobby. And they came out and, told the family she was going. And her husband he said, I just didn't know she was that bad.
Yeah.
And, but, they lost a couple. And this sounds crass, but the only good thing about those people dying is they finally got Judy a pillow. 2.5 days, and she didn't have any pillows. And then after a few people died off, and they finally kicked a few out, they finally had pillows in the ER.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
It was horrendous. I mean, this is run by a big organization now. And it's just like. But yeah, it was. I was really scared for her this time.
Wow.
And she's recovering. She's doing better, but she's lost a lot of strength compared to what she had, and because it took all of her energy to fight this. They had her on antibiotics. They were flushing her full of steroids, and then she came home and they gave her steroids for like 5 days after 6 days. No. Almost a week.
Yeah.
For 10 days she was on them. So it was, But she's doing better, and
good.
I am too. Mine cleared up too.
Good. That's good to know. Good to know. Good to hear. Good to see. Good to be reported on.
Yes.
We got a little bit of stuff going on for the show tonight. I do have a special guest waiting in the wings, and everything looks like
I heard him, but I didn't see him.
Working. Yeah. But, I've started building trailers.
Right.
I showed last week, I showed the wheels that I was building. Well, tonight I get
outstanding guest last week, by the way.
Yes, and that'll happen more. This week,
Good.
I've got the frame started on the boat trailer. I got to figure out which way to move it to get it in frame here. So,
what material is that?
This is all aluminum, 100%. The only thing that's going to be steel is going to be the axle that goes underneath, and the leaf springs will be some kind of a metal spring steel.
Okay.
This will have a very small toolbox somewhere up here that will have a servo in it that will push a push rod that's going to be inside the tube. And down here at the tip, on the bottom, there will be a hole drilled. The push rod will activate another tube inside here that's going to be shaped like a fork on the end. And then, so imagine the ball of a ball hitch.
Right.
The fork will slide up under the ball, and that's what's going to keep this on the ball hitch. It's going to be servo operated.
Okay. Right.
Okay, that's my plan anyway. So, in theory, you'll be able to back your RC truck up to this trailer, lower the landing gear leg remotely from the radio, connect it to the ball from the radio, and then pull it away and never ever have to actually touch the trailer with your hands. That's my goal.
One visionary, like a pintle hook on military vehicles. I was thinking the same thing.
Kind of like a pintle hook, but not a pintle hook.
Right, right. It's not going to have
It's
the
yeah.
the donut and the C.
No, it's just going to be a fork it'll be a round
Right,
tube
right.
inside of
Yeah.
that tube that'll have a groove
Right,
cut in
right.
it that'll go around the ball. So, yeah.
Sweet.
So I get that out of the way right away. We'll talk about that here later, maybe. Art, first one in the chat. Hello, Backwoods Droner, my little brother Jody, Drone Shots, Robert Glazer, JSK, AR Drone Nerd is in the house. I met him yesterday. Yesterday? What's today?
Who's that?
Sunday?
Today's Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday, met up with AR Drone Nerd.
Okay,
Gonna
yeah.
meet up again tomorrow. He's gonna do some filming with me tomorrow.
Excellent.
Angela, my darling Angela, welcome, dear. Lost Girl Hikes. Robert Glazer, Joe Blaylock. I've got video from Joe Blaylock and Chris Wedgeworth to play tonight for everybody. One Vision Aerial, welcome. Robert Glazer, AR Drone Nerd, Joe Blaylock, welcome. Ron Lockwood. Now I'm scrolling through the list. Can y'all tell? Because like I'm skipping over stuff. Dre, Recovery One Drones. Welcome to the show, sir. There's Ken. Place it here.
And the Sith Lord of FPV just came in, Doc Murdoch.
Oh, hello, Chris. Doc Murdoch. I think that's everybody. I don't know if I missed you. Maddie, welcome. Lon, welcome. Okay. So I heard a good story this last week, and I've been telling it all week long. I may have told it last week on the show, but I don't think I did. But I'm going to check it out right now. Did you hear about the folks that got married about 3 months ago, young guy and girl, madly in love? They got married about 3 months ago.
No.
No, you didn't hear about
Yes,
them?
I
They're
did.
pretty famous. Yeah, he was outside in the driveway in front of the garage polishing the Harley, getting ready to take them for a ride that afternoon.
Right.
Well,
Right.
she come out front and she says, well, honey, now that you've married me, you can sell that silly thing. He looked up at her and he said, baby doll, you're talking like my ex-wife. She said, well, sweetheart, you told me you'd never been married before. He looked her straight in the eye and said, I haven't.
Oh, that one's good, yeah.
Talking like my
Yeah.
ex-wife.
That's why. You've never been married before. I
haven't.
That's, yeah.
Hello, Tammy. Welcome. Glad you made it in. Yeah, so I've been telling that story. And my brother will appreciate this one, and he can tell this one. The other day at the hobby store, we were running sayings, just different kinds of sayings back and forth.
Right, right.
And I looked at my boss and I said, there's only two people in this world that you don't ever want to mess with. One's me and one's my brother, and by God, he ain't here. That was pretty funny, too. So I mentioned that I got a guest.
Yes.
What do you think about guys that fly drones?
Not much, really,
No?
I'm a vlogger, so what do I know?
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about government guys that fly government drones?
Well, I think the world of them. I would never want to offend those people because they could find my house and maybe use one of them against me. So I think they're wonderful.
Well, I tell you what, tonight's guest is just that. Welcome Chris to the show. He is a sensor operator. Now, if you remember, when I was in California, that's what I was doing. I was a sensor operator for Precision Hawk. He's a sensor operator, except he's got sensors that can decide whether or not you get a missile shoved up your ass. Hello, Chris.
Camera,
You know, since
however you want to put it. Eric.
Eric. I'm sorry. I said Chris, didn't I?
All
I
good.
meant Eric. I
Yeah,
knew what I
no,
was
it's all
thinking. I
good.
just
It's all
didn't
good.
say what I was thinking.
Yeah. So is it just me, or is everybody else seeing like a lag in the audio? It's probably just me. I
Well,
would
if
guess.
you're watching the YouTube feed, it will be about 20 seconds behind vMix.
Off. Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
but if you watch straight
So
up vMix,
But if you're only looking at the vMix, then it'll be real time.
Okay. So for everybody that doesn't know all the trouble that we had trying to get me onto the show, I didn't have a mic or a cam or anything like that. So we're trying to make this thing work off of basically running my phone and my laptop. So bear with us a little bit.
Yeah, so we're winging it, so to speak. That's what I was talking about in the beginning with the wing it or rotor it or chew it up in a blender or something. You know, we'll figure it out. And I don't know how you cured all the extra light in the background, but it worked real good. I don't know what you did there.
I just flipped the switch.
Well, hey, how handy is that?
Yeah, I
it
mean,
works.
It works
Yeah,
like a champ.
yeah.
So
I'll bet you
we'll see how
bet you
long
pushed
the,
it down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
We'll see how long the sun provides.
So, what can you tell us about what you do? Hello, Kai. Hello, Chris. Sunrise Water
So-
Media. Robert Glazer. TexArc.
I think before I jump into that, Tammy said my volume is low. I don't really know how to fix that because I'm on the phone.
You can't. And it doesn't sound low to me, but let me check.
Okay. Can
nope,
you do something on your end?
I've got you turned up all the way. Because I
Okay,
knew it was.
maybe
I
I
knew it
can
was going to be low
Just sit
because
closer to the camera.
yeah, it may be just because of what we're using right now tonight.
Yeah, maybe so.
It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
So just to jump into it, I guess. So I don't technically fly the MQ-9 Reaper, but I am the sensor operator as. Are you still there? Okay.
Yep.
I am a
Yeah.
sensor operator, as Mel said. So basically, we provide a lot of intelligent surveillance and reconnaissance, which is basically ISR, is what we call it in the military. Basically, just looking at people, gathering intel, that kind of thing, and then whoa, my phone just
And
fell.
then the
If a
phone
need
crashes.
arises- yeah, exactly, and that's what happens after we find that intel on you. No. So if the need arises to where we need to, wipe somebody off the face of the earth or something like that, then we can take care of that as well. So basically a lot of ISR, really watching people and getting to know them really well.
So, do you ever have instances where you see things that you just can't unsee? Something. you know what I mean. like Lloyd had. Let me give you an example. One day, Lloyd and I are talking on Skype. Now we're not live online. He knows what's coming. But one day, him and I are talking on Skype, and the way he used to sit at his house, at his dining room table, he sat with his back to the rest of the house. Okay? So he's got his laptop, and we're on Skype talking, and all of a
I
sudden,
remember that, by the way.
his wife walks by to go to the kitchen. And I told Lloyd, I said, "Oh my goodness, Lloyd, Miss Judy's naked." About that time, he realized that she had walked behind him, and he reached up and slammed the laptop shut. By then, it was too late, but at first, he was thinking that we were live on YouTube when that happened.
Because we were. This is when we were first setting up vMix, and
we
walked
were getting
behind
ready
me.
to go.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to go live, I
Go
think, but we were still on Skype.
We were getting ready to do a live test, and we were trying to set it all up, and she walked behind me, and of course she had her back to him, but I'm just going, "Oh my God, Judy!" After that,
You got to
I
warn me
turned
about
my-
stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, she was just
Then he
dinner.
rotated himself so that he was facing the house and had his back to the wall, which was.
Yeah, I had my back to the wall after that, and it was just, so.
And now he's got his back to the wall all the time, and we won't talk about that, but
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
So
I don't think I could top that with things that I can't unsee per se, because that one's pretty good. But as far as some
So
things that you
it's still the
don't wanna
winner?
see, yeah, I would say that wins. I guess depending on who you are. Now I see a lot of people poop, and this is like an A doctor type thing. Like I legitimately watch them pop a squat and wipe with their bare hands. So,
oh my goodness gracious!
I'll
Wow.
say my favorite
Man.
thing though. My favorite thing to see that's not, I guess people wouldn't think about though, is you can imagine that the drones that we fly are not here in the country, right? So the certain countries that we fly them in, which I can't say where that is because it could be multiple areas for one, but they like to ride motorcycles, okay? And we're not talking like a GSX-6R or, a Honda Rebel or something like that that's actually put together like really well. Instead, they ride like little moped type motorcycles, and they're probably put together by people in China. I don't know. Sorry if you're from China. But anyway, they tend to crash. And that is probably the funniest thing that I love to see on a daily basis is people crash their motorcycles because they're not expecting it. And I'm just watching them the whole time. And next thing you know, the wheel slides out from underneath them and they're getting freaking road rash all over.
So
their elbow or
it's
something.
like a daily dose of the Three Stooges, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it may be a little sadistic, but hey, whatever. You got to do something to keep you going.
Metro Drones,
Hey, those are some
$10
of the
super
best.
chat. Thank you very much.
Those are some of
sir.
the best things on YouTube is watch. I watch those things all the time.
Yeah, the
you know.
bloopers and the wrecks and the
Oh,
hey y'all
yeah,
hold my beer,
yeah.
watch this videos. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, those are the best
Yeah.
kind. Yeah.
I
You know,
really
the
wish that I
government
could
could pay
pull
off the
them.
national debt if they sold those.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just about to say. I wish we could pull them off of our secure network and actually make a video compilation.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Now, what's if you can talk about the stuff much, and I know that there's limitations as to what you can really, but can you give us an idea when your camera unfreezes? There it is. Of like video resolution, things like that. How good is the image? I mean, can you really count the hair on an ant's ass at 1,000 yards? You know what I mean?
I can tell you that if you're standing in front of your house or just outside of your door smoking, and I'll know what you're doing.
Okay, you broke up a little bit. Standing in front of the house. Oh man, whoever's using your internet, tell them to stop. Oh my
I
goodness.
noticed it. There, let me see here.
Yeah, it just went to shit all of a
Let me
sudden.
see if I can.
Well, there's storms coming through, and
But not where
Now-
he is. Hello, Captain Ray. Okay.
now this is Eric, right? And you
Yeah.
are, what is your channel name?
AR Drone Nerd.
That's what I thought. We've talked, he and I have talked on the phone. I think the last time we talked was about 3 hours. So,
Yeah. Well, him and I met to
we've-
go flying yesterday and didn't burn half a battery. We ended up just yakking.
yeah. He's Eric's one of my earliest followers, along with you and Art and a few others, So and he dropped out for a while because he was doing other things. He had a new baby, which
Yep.
puts a halt to a lot of, puts a halt to life in general.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. But yeah, I was glad he's he popped back up, I think, on my channel or on your channel here a couple of weeks ago, and I was glad to see it. And
Yeah, yeah.
I did see one of his videos. He was saying goodbye to Lake Tenkiller. We've been going to meet up because he goes up there right by where my cabin's at all the time. You know.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't been out there much this year, maybe once or twice, and because Judy's, health just hasn't. Oh, you're
Right.
back! Hey, yay!
I don't know what happened. It froze up. I just got back out, or got out and got back in.
If they started using a bunch of bandwidth in the house there, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Because
So,
you're using the Wi-Fi.
And you can't watch
don't really
porn on
know.
the other screen either while you're doing this.
I hope my wife's not doing that while she's watching the kids. But
Hopefully she's watching the show.
well, I doubt it, but maybe.
So, yeah, we went to go meet. We met up yesterday, and I don't think we blew half a battery.
No, I think I got a quarter of a battery. Both of us kept running our mouth the whole time, which was actually really entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some productivity tomorrow, but we'll see.
Well, and I remembered that what I wanted to do and how I want to do it. What I told you you'd be doing, you won't be doing. So you're gonna
whatever.
actually be head cameraman and filmographer and all that stuff tomorrow. So
Okay, you just let me know whatever I need to do, and I'll do it.
well, that sounds like a deal to me. We're gonna do a video tomorrow, Lloyd. We're gonna go do a tutorial video actually. So
Oh, okay.
it's been one that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just haven't gotten a good location to do it. And now I've got a location. I'm just a little bit worried about the residents that are next to the structure that I'm going to
Yeah,
gonna
I've
have
seen
to
that.
gonna have to go up there and actually look and maybe be visible from up there while we do it so that somebody doesn't come out and get stupid instead of be down in
I
the
seen
valley.
the house that was in the background as we drove out.
Yeah.
whenever,
Yeah, like it's
the
like
other
right
day.
next to it. So
And,
yeah.
and that thing's got some gigantic windows on the backside too.
Yep. So we may have to be up there on top of the hill instead of down at the bottom of the hill, which is no big deal. It doesn't really matter. It's all good. I just don't want
Well,
people to
the
get
only
stupid.
thing that I fear with being on top of that hill, though, is that's ultimately a residential neighborhood, and if we start breaking out drones and cameras and stuff, people are probably gonna get kind of crazy, start
And-
asking questions.
Well, I've got a vest that says FAA on the back of it, and it says FAA in great big letters, and then it says licensed drone pilot in little small print, but all you see from a distance
Well-
is FAA. So,
Yeah.
hopefully
Maybe
it
don't ask
won't
too
be.
many questions then.
Hopefully, at least up there being visible, they'll ask questions before they start shooting at the drones. I hope,
Yeah.
but we'll have to wait
We
and
shall
see.
see. We do live in Arkansas, so
That's
I was going to say, what part of Arkansas are you going to actually be in?
town, right in town. that don't matter. You know that, Lloyd.
Yeah,
Redneck
yeah.
wants to shoot at something.
Oh,
He's going to shoot at something. It don't get
exactly.
matter where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
speaking
Yeah.
of which, we need to take a drive
Yeah.
up and see Lloyd here one of these days.
Yeah.
I've been
and I
threatening
saw
that
you
to more than once.
Yeah, and you and I were going to, Eric, you and I were going to meet up there by my cabin or up there, Lake Tenkiller, and I mean, I think that's how we got started. Is I saw you filming. You saw me had filmed Lake Tenkiller back when I first went up there, and we got to talking, and one thing led to another, and it's been a long time since I've got to speak with you.
Yeah.
I guess those-
I was actually up at Tenkiller yesterday.
I saw the video that you put up, and it was like, okay, it's probably a good thing because we just had some, just before the show started, I had a thunderclap come through here. I about jumped out of my seat.
So you went to Tenkiller yesterday afternoon?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I went
had
to
go get
work,
my-
and I went to work, and you went to the lake.
Well, I put it on Facebook, and everybody viewed it as I was going up there to have fun. It actually wasn't. I was going to get my boat. It's up there in a slip, and it stays up there throughout the summer. So I was just going to get it to bring it home. I don't leave it up there during the winter.
What part of the lake is it?
The south part, the Strayhorn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what kind of boat?
So it's a tri-tune boat, party barge, or whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
Oh man, we got to get together.
Yeah.
And you keep that in a slip at the lake?
Yeah, it stays up there. I'll probably take it back up there sometime in the spring before summer hits.
Uh-huh. Nice.
So I've got a gigantic back seat. Of course, I know neither one of you a-holes fly drones anymore, but I've got a big back seat on it that you can put a landing pad or take your drone off of there at the back, just from the boat. Mind you, you're probably not going to want to do return to home. But
I hand catch and launch. I don't mess around with it. I don't play return to home.
Yeah.
I'm not a drone reviewer. I'm a drone flyer. I'm a drone pilot. I actually use my drone to make money. In fact, I'm doing another job tomorrow, 2:00. But yeah, had to throw a dig out there. You know how it is. Got to always be digging.
Yeah.
Digging the hole. What are you looking at, Lloyd?
That's over by. I was just looking at the map. You're over by Paradise Hill. Yeah, you're at the other end of the lake from where I'm at.
Yep, right by the
Because
dam.
I'm down. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Is by the dam.
Well, he just said he's by the dam. So
Oh,
how is it the other end? Because this lake don't have a dam at both ends,
You're
does
right.
it?
No. I zoomed too far out on the map. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. That's right across. You know where Big Daddy's restaurant is?
Yep, I eat there often.
Okay. That subdivision right back there with all those cabins and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's where my place is at.
Oh, well, we're by there all the time then, especially this summer.
Yeah.
We probably drove by there
that's
500 times.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. Like I said, we're when we're up there, I'll let you know next time we're up there on a weekend. If you're up there just during the summer, I damn sure ain't going up there now, but
Well, and
well, actually, I went up there yesterday and it was really, really nice.
Eric, you don't ever want to go when Lloyd goes? It seems like every time Lloyd goes to the cabin, it rains.
That's true.
If it's raining, then I'm probably not there.
Yeah. It usually rains about every time we go up there. Either that or it's 120 degrees with 90% humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm going to flip the light on back behind me because I lost my son through my window. So you guys give me just a sec.
All right. Yeah, it's time's a flying. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go over here.
Shameless plug.
And remind folks that if you want to send an email with a video link to be shown on the show, right there's where you do it. It's 400AGL uploads at gmail.com. 400AGL uploads at gmail.com. When you want to send me a drone, DJI or anybody else for that matter, P.O. Box 12, Holiday, Tennessee, 38334 and a 1 will get it all to me. Hello, T-Bird, welcome. P.O. Box 12, Holiday, Tennessee, 38341. And then when you need and you choose and you decide that you think you want some 400 AGL merchandise, the way you get it is by going to my website, 400agl.net, and once you're there, then all you have to do is go right down here to buy merchandise, scroll down, and there's hats and shirts. Look at all them fancy looking shirts. Isn't that cool? I even figured out a way to get black ones for Mr. Bob Casey because he said if there was a black one, he'd buy one. So I figured out a way to make that happen as well. So I added black to the color, so there's a total of 9 colors now. The only problem is, gang, is I got to do pre-orders. I got to sell like 15 of these things to be able to place the order with the printer because of the cost, because they're screen printed. They are not you know, these aren't cheap shirts. So actually going through and having them screen printed. If you're considering getting your 107 certificate, the absolute best way to do that is right here on 400agl.net. You will find a link that will take you to the sign up for, guess what, folks, just $99. The absolute cheapest price on the internet that I know of for a lifetime membership with Remote Pilot 101. So don't forget 400agl.net for all your shopping needs.
Very nice.
I was just looking at Strayhorn Landing, and those new homes that are being built there, those new cabins. They're the guy that's building in Circle R Properties, and he's the guy we bought our lots from. So, Jimmy Rogers.
Oh, Randy Rogers.
Yeah, Randall. Yeah,
I know him.
Yeah, Randall Rogers. You know him? Okay. He's
He's the one that actually owns Strayhorn.
Owns Strayhorn, yeah. I owe him 3 more payments, and my property is paid for. My cabin's already paid off, so.
Man, That's too cool. We're going to have to get together next summer.
Yeah, we definitely got to. Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going to have a whole bunch of people getting together next summer.
Well, yeah, this would be a way, for those of us that can't go down to Spin Up, which is coming up real quick. Why not have an Arkansas-Oklahoma meetup?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, they do it in Florida, right? Why can't we do it here? Yeah. Right?
I wonder how many people are in this area that would be willing to show up.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that drive all the way to Texas and fly to Texas. So why wouldn't they drive or fly to Tulsa or Fort Smith or somewhere and, drive in and get a little hotel room and meet up somewhere to go flying for a couple days? They do it in Tennessee.
Actually, Tulsa may be the spot because Fort Smith and at least Muskogee are pretty small, but Tulsa we could probably book some convention center type stuff and get hotels and all that stuff. So Tulsa might be the answer.
Well, we wouldn't even have to have convention center stuff. I mean, now you're talking big budget like Spin Up, but if we just do it as a drone meetup where everybody's responsible for their own hotel rooms and, that's the way Ken Herron does it over in, not Huntington, but, over in Tennessee.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know where too, but I just can't think of the name of the town.
Where they fly around that whole.
Yeah.
You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Ken Herron,
we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, we could, as long as we don't interfere with, say, Spin Up or the South Florida meetup, we could do Minefield. Thank you, Bob Casey.
Yeah, thank you, Bob.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of guys here in Oklahoma that, and I know there's
Brownsville, Tennessee. That's
lot.
It.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people in the Arkansas area, and we could probably do something sort of
absolutely.
In
we
one
could.
of the nice areas, but so we got to get together for sure, and
I might even have access to a piece of land where we could pitch tents. I don't know, maybe. You never know. So here's something that you can help us do, Eric, is sometimes we play videos on the show that people send links that have filmed. And this particular one, I want to say, is from Chris Wedgeworth, if I got this right and got the right video queued up. I'm going to, because it's happened before, right? I'm going to switch the video over, and that automatically started playing the music that I didn't want to start automatically, so I'm going to pause the music because I got to go over here and make sure that audio is turned on, and I got to click that button, make sure that audio is turned on. Can you guys both talk?
Yes, we can talk.
Can
What do you
hear
want to
me?
talk about?
Okay, just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure
we
I
can
could
hear you.
hear you
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we talk.
yeah.
So this
Okay,
is
there we go.
this is Chris Redgeworth with video from Lake Shasta in California. That
Yes.
when the lake was created, there was a railroad with a tunnel and everything through the mountain. But when the lake was created, that all became underwater. Well, the drought is such and the lake is so low that you can actually see that railroad again. So I'm going to turn that music loose again and make sure it's down low enough that we can talk over it, and I think it is.
Right.
But there's the railroad. So
That is freaking cool.
Yeah.
now this is Lake Shasta,
Like
and you can see the rings. We're talking probably 50 feet of elevation right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can tell where the water has been over time. Please tell me
Yeah,
he goes
it's,
inside with the drone. I've
At
been
least into
this
the
whole
entrance,
FPV
you know?
thing, and yeah,
Right. Right. Yeah.
I want to see
If
some,
I'm not
some
mistaken,
power loops through the bridge.
did I see in the chat you and I were talking about Doc Murdoch's building you an FPV drone with a CO1? Is that right? Yes or no?
No, I actually ordered
Okay, who was it I
one
saw?
the other day from Roto Riot.
Okay.
The Skyliner HD
Right.
is what I got. So
Okay. Okay. That's where I got mine from Rotor Riot too. Yeah.
But
well, who
back
was
to
Doc
this
building
video,
for
like,
it?
this guy has some freaking phenomenal landscapes around him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I think I've told him
yeah.
that 100 times. Like, I wish that we had
Ah.
that kind of landscape around Arkansas, Oklahoma. Like, I would fly all the time cinematic. I wouldn't care about going FPV.
Yeah,
But
that's insane,
The
isn't
stuff
it?
that we have around here is boring. Yeah. I mean, have you
Yeah,
watched
it
like
really
his
is
other videos?
compared-
Sorry, I'm going to do, this isn't even a shameless plug. I want to do a plug on Chris's YouTube channel, because the stuff that he's able
Thanks,
to
Joe.
film like is beautiful. Like, it's absolutely, like, these trees coming up in this shot, like, wow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to see that every day.
Exactly, and it's just really cool that this is all there like it is. It kind of sucks that they're having the drought that they're having, but you know, there's a lot of water missing. You know, there really is. There's a lot of water missing. What was that, Eric?
Chris, what is the what does the water look like whenever it's full? Like, as far as its clarity, how far can you see down in that stuff?
I'll be right back, guys.
See if he'll put something in the chat. I'm really curious. A lot of his shots have water and stuff in it, and I bet it's really, really clean.
Oh yeah, it's and he's filming this with the Air 2S. So that's another.
Okay,
That's
I wasn't sure what drone he had, but it's all.
Yeah, I was looking at the
amazing
bottom of the.
footage.
Yeah, he's filming with Air 2S. So it's Chris says it's raining like hell
Chris,
right
did
now.
you,
Well, that's
Yeah. Did you get that question about how clear the water is typically up there? Like, obviously, if it's raining, it's probably cloudy as mud, but we have a couple of lakes.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm sure you're familiar with them, Lloyd. Lake Washita and Tinkular is really not that bad down by the dam. It's usually pretty clear.
right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, those are beautiful, especially Washita.
Yeah.
Have you been down there?
Yeah. It's been a long time, but yeah. I'll tell you the one lake I don't like, and that's Eufaula. Everybody wants to go to Eufaula,
Oh.
but it's just red and dirty.
Trash.
It always looks muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a pretty lake. Tin Killer's probably Tin Killer and Grand are probably two of the prettiest ones in Oklahoma, you know. But yeah, it's like Lake Mead is down.
Lake Mead's gone. I mean, Lake Mead's basically gone, isn't it?
So I'm gonna show my lack of geographic knowledge here, but Mead is the one just outside of Vegas, right?
South of Vegas.
Yes. South of Vegas.
Okay.
It's on the California-Arizona border. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
have you guys ever been to the dam?
It's on the Nevada-Arizona border.
Have you guys been to the dam?
Do what?
Have you guys been to the dam at Mead?
Have what?
Yeah.
The dam at Lake Mead?
Yeah.
That place is amazing.
The Hoover Dam.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
After 9/11,
you said so.
After 9/11, they made a special road for commercial and RV vehicles because they no longer were allowed to travel across the Hoover Dam. They spent millions on a special road just for commercial vehicles to run Highway 99 north right through there.
Just the amount of tourists is crazy traffic going across that thing.
Yeah. And I was thinking of Lake Havasu, not Lake Mead, but...
Oh, Havasu, that's a party lake.
and what's the one up there on the, what is it, Arizona-Utah border? Everybody goes to out there in that area?
Lake Havasu.
Yeah.
No, there's another one.
Yeah, I think that is Havasu.
Okay.
Powell? Lake Powell?
Lake Powell. That's it. Lake Powell.
Oh, Powell, yeah.
Now that one's, Lake Powell's almost gone too.
Yeah, they're all almost gone. It's nuts.
Yeah, I got a friend in Colorado that goes down there, you know, and he has his houseboat down there during the summertime, and you know, it ended up sitting on the ground because the dock was, you know, it was the drought out there, but you know.
You guys have seen the movie Bridges of Madison County, right? Well, this bridge is not in Madison County, but this is definitely one worth looking at. This is from Joe Blaylock, everybody. So enjoy, and we'll see how this goes.
I was up in Neponset, Illinois, visiting my uncle, and I wished and this is in '99, and I wished I had a drone back then, because there were several of these old covered bridges that you could drive across and, you know, walk across and stuff. I would have loved to have had something like that back then when I was up there. All I got is still pictures, because, you know.
Yep.
You know, that's funny that you said that, Lloyd, because now it is so common that people have drones. Like, these shots are everywhere, which actually has driven me to fly FPV, because not everybody can just buy a FPV drone and just go out and fly. Like, there's actually some competence there that you got to have, because I mean, heck, any everyday Joe can go out and buy a DJI and the damn thing will fly itself.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not taken away from the photography droners. It's just, you know, of course,
no, not at all.
Obviously, you know, it's two different birds and two different skill sets. Which I lack the skill set to fly FPV, but I still at least, you know, bounce it off the ground 2 or 3 times and run it into stuff. And, you know, it attacks me on occasion.
Oh, Joe's gonna do it. He's
Fly.
gonna go in the bridge. Oh, nice. Oh, that is
This
cool.
is awesome.
Nice job, Joe.
Way to go, Joe.
Fly.
Nice job, Joe.
Way to go, Joe.
Man, that was cool. Oh, he said twice. I guess he's going to do it again.
Now, see, right there is where you would get in, where you could get into problems coming from that other end into those trees. If you're not aware of your surroundings, that could cause that could cause a problem. Look at those colors, though. All colors changing already.
Yeah.
He comes from the other end.
Coming from the other end. There you go.
Man, that is
And these
cool.
old bridges are just...
Now, I
these
can
old
see
bridges just...
Mr. Steele. Watch, check this out. I'm going to try and find the spot. See that little hole down there on the right? That little hole in the wall? I can just imagine Mr. Steele had come in through that hole and then fly through this tunnel.
Well, hey, give me another month and I may try it. I may lose a drone, but I'll probably try it.
We're going to have to get together and do that, because my biggest deal about flying with the goggles on is you don't have 100% situational awareness of where the drone is. And when it goes down, notice not if, but when it goes down, because it does and it will, you don't always know exactly where it's at, you know?
So here's the thing.
So having a spotter is essential.
Yeah. I did some research. I've done a little bit before getting into FPV, and I found a little beeper that you can hook up to the FPV drone that basically, if the battery comes unplugged, then it automatically starts making this really, really annoying oral tone. And so that way it helps you find it whenever you crash it. And I bought one whenever I ordered my FPV drone. So hopefully it'll come with it. Or, come the same day. And I'm going to see if I can get it installed on mine. So that's the goal anyway.
Well, that'll be good.
Because I know I'm gonna crash it, and there's no telling, just like what you're saying, like you don't know exactly where you are. So I need to be able to at least have a general area.
Well, my first experience with that was with my Tiny Hawk, the one that I have now sent to Lloyd that he's fussing with. But at my property, it's 5 acres, wooded, you know, blah, blah, blah. I ended up down in the bushes, and the only way I found because when you stand at my house and you look around my property 360 degrees, it just about all looks the same, you know, brush and trees. And I had to actually get the SD card out of the goggles, put it in the laptop, watch the video to get an idea of where the drone went down so that I knew where to go start looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, that can put you in the general vicinity anyway. Robert Glazer had it. He put in the chat, Wi-Fi beacons. That's what I ordered for mine, if you want to Google those. But watch the feed, get a general idea, then go listening for that annoying tone, and you should be able to find it.
A very important step.
But.
A very important step to always remember is make sure you put an SD card in your goggles.
Oh, yeah, you have to. Mine stays in my goggles. Well, Or
remember to turn the recording on, too. Those are two important things to remember.
The record button is very important. But now,
that's
Joe,
the one I keep forgetting.
Stop the presses. Joe's got a Mavic Air that's swimming with fishes. What, are you Italian now, Joe? What's the deal here?
Oh, Lord.
So apparently that bridge in that video,
he lost a Mavic.
Thinking about that little hole.
His Mavic.
His Mavic Air, and he recorded fish. So did you get the drone back? Did you find the drone again, or was it gone, or what happened, Joe? Don't leave us hanging with a cliffhanger like that, man.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
recovered it in chest-deep water.
Right on. Okay, cool.
Well, at least he's got a new paperweight.
Yeah,
I guess.
Exactly. And you know, DJI, they mislead you about waterlogged drones. I went through all the trouble of sending them one, told them straight up it was flipped over, inverted, hanging by pontoons from the landing gear in water. Okay? They said, yeah, send it to us. We'll give you an estimate. I said, okay, fine. So I sent it to them. Then they told me, oh, we don't repair drones that got wet. We just offer you a replacement. Well, why in the hell didn't you tell me that in the first place, DJI? Shame on you. Shame on you.
Right.
Before you spent the postage money to send the damn thing, you know.
I mean, at least it was their postage money that sent it to and from, because I did get it back, but it took 6 weeks to get it back, you know. So, yeah.
I bet that's the case with anything with them. I bet it takes them forever to get stuff back.
Normally, no. When you send them stuff that's legitimately crashed or broken and they can fix the parts, and it's quick. I've got, there's video on my channel, unfortunately, of drone crashes that got repaired, and the repairs were,
I remember that,
not cheap, but they were quick and accurate and functional and perfect. You know, the drones did as they should when they got back. So, yeah. And you know, quick.
I crashed my Maverick Pro twice, ever. And the first time was the first day I had it. I ran into a power line, and it basically got completely discombobulated and fell probably, I don't know, it probably lost 10 foot of altitude or so, and then caught itself.
Really?
Which I was really, really surprised. Yeah. So the only thing that really was wrong with it was I had to recalibrate the gimbal, because, I mean, it jarred it whenever I hit the power line itself. And then the second time was yesterday, whenever I was flying with Mel.
Wow.
Which I think, Mel, by the way, what happened, I think my prop was actually broke before we went out. And I think that was what was causing it to lose altitude so quick whenever I would hit down on the
man, I don't know, because I would think one of us would have noticed that. There was a lot of meat gone off that prop.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I walked right up to your drone admiring the interesting color at one point. You know, I'm surely I would have noticed it. I'd like to think I would have noticed that anyway.
I like my stuff bright. What can I say?
That thing is loud and proud, buddy. I'll guarantee it. You can't miss it. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Robert, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Johnny Drone Flyer's in, too.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, tomorrow, after I get done with that shoot, I'll text you. We'll get together and we'll go shoot some movies. And I'd like to thank Joe and Chris for sending video links in to be spotlighted on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except,
really good videos.
Yeah. A lot of people have seen those videos already because they've been spotlighted on other channels already. It kind of sucks I wasn't the first
never
one.
hurts to.
Yeah. I like to be first. You know how it is. Selfishness. There will be links. There's already a link for Eric from AR Drone Nerd in the description. There will be links for Joe and Chris in the description for the videos shared this evening. Lloyd, anything else?
No, just, you know, hey, first I want to thank everybody for their kind thoughts and best wishes on Judy while she was in the hospital. Eric, it's good talking with you again. It seems like forever since we talked.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and also I will be doing my show tomorrow night, barring any complications. You know, like, you know, meteors falling to the ground, or me not waking up. You know, shit like that.
Meteor falls to the ground. I want video.
Okay.
Or maybe a nader rolling through tonight.
Yeah. You know, or if, a tornado comes through and takes out my house tonight, that might slow me down on my show. But I guess I could always do it from my phone.
Hey, you never know how it's going to go. Newest videos are causing to rethink the Mavic 3. Yeah, there's no reason to buy the Mavic 3, Lon. No reason at all to buy it, unless you just want to have the latest, greatest new toy.
Well, here's my thought on that real quick. One, the Mavic 3 is going to be on a slow boat from China, and it'll hit the United States. And unfortunately, there's nobody there to unload the damn boats right now. So
it's probably already
it's probably
there, sitting in the Gulf or the Pacific.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna,
already here.
We won't get any of them until about 2024 when they finally decide to unload those boats.
I'm gonna bet, and I could be all wet with this bet, but I'm gonna bet that places like Best Buy and B&H Photo have already got some.
Yeah,
and Amazon maybe, they've already got them.
Yeah.
So because there's a lot of people that's already got them and they're flying them and they're going to release videos on November 3rd or November 5th, whenever the drone's supposed to drop. So yeah.
They're in warehouses.
I'm pretty sure
there's enough truckers on the road to send those to take those drones to the warehouses or to take them from warehouses to retail stores.
Oh, there's not a problem with truck drivers. There's plenty of truck drivers. They got no freight to haul. They're sitting around with no loads because the freight's all sitting off the coast.
Sitting off the coast, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So don't.
They're supposed to be running 24-hour operations.
Yeah, I know. I'm negative Nancy on.
Let me tell you something about the LA port, y'all. Let me tell you something about the LA port. Because I used to live in California. It ran 24 hours anyway.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I was thinking it used to. Maybe they changed it here in the last couple of years.
Like for example, the produce markets that you go in the store and you find fresh produce on the shelves, right? The produce marketplaces that get the product from the farm fields and the packing sheds to the grocery stores, they all run at night. They work at night. That's how the produce is on the shelf first thing in the morning at the grocery store, because it all happens 24 hours a day. It's not a 8-hour-a-day job, okay? It's not a 10-hour-a-day job. So anybody that tries to convince the American, people that shit just happens 8 hours a day, don't know what the hell they're talking about or thinking about, because I guarantee you the transportation industry in this country is a 24/7, 365 operation. Period. The end.
Oh well, there's no arguing that point. I mean, it's just, but like Lone Star says, maybe in Arkansas, but down in Texas, they are short of drivers, and there's areas in the country where they are running short of drivers. And
but they've been saying they're short of drivers for 30 years. But yet there's more trucks on the road every year per capita than the year before.
Yeah. Well, and the other problem is out of California, they can't drive a truck over 5 years old. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the people that live in California.
A lot of crap.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a lot, but that's a lot of crap. So yeah. Anyways, but by the way, I do need to apologize. I picked on the Texans Wednesday night on Coast to Coast Drones. I was giving them a hard time because there were 3 Texans in the panel, and you know how us Okies don't get along with Texans so well. They're south of the border, So anyway.
Yeah. So just in case if anybody wants it, I'm gonna go ahead and post Eric's channel right here in the chat, but his channel is already listed in the description for this live stream tonight. So they always need truck drivers. We've needed truck drivers for 30 years. But to blame what's going on a shortage of truck drivers is nonsense, because that's not the
only
cause.
thing. I mean, that's not the only thing. I mean, God,
It's hello, Ben T. Welcome. It's crazy. No one saw it, you guys.
I was laughing. I was laughing at Lone Star UA.
There's a creek to the north, and you're on the other side of it.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And you know, that's the kind of guy you don't want to get on the bad side of. Just ask Sunrise Water Media. Yeah. He's the guy
Yeah, Chris and Kai. Yeah.
Kai's just a little bit of a tall feller.
Well, Kai's just a big old Texas boy, and Chris is like a little city boy.
Oh man, somebody's picking a fight. Ben P says 7 p.m. and the Sooners still suck. What do you got to say about that, Lloyd?
Oh man.
Well, everybody knows Oklahoma sucks. I mean, Texas.
No. Kansas sucks, Texas blows, and we get the tornadoes in Oklahoma.
Oh, is that how it works?
That explains it. That's how it works.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Kansas. Anyway, I don't know.
Texas blows, Kansas sucks, and we're in the middle, so we get all that wind coming through. That's what causes that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Joe. Poor little Chris picked on by Kai. Yeah.
So Lloyd, you're right in the middle of a suck and blow, huh?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like marriage, you know, and tornadoes.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I couldn't be my mic fast enough. A lot of people can correlate tornadoes and marriage being the same way. In the beginning, a lot of sucking and blowing in the house. In the end, the house is gone. You know. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
that's true.
That's gonna. And it's going down here. This Texas Oklahoma thing. Yeah, you guys are in Arkansas, so just you know.
Ben T, donation for future drone purchases. Well, thank you, sir. I do appreciate that.
Awesome.
Way to go. And I don't know what's wrong with my
Wait until
Canon.
Texas and Oklahoma gangs up on Arkansas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. We already whooped y'all's ass once.
I haven't even watched Oklahoma football this year.
We beat A&M and we beat the Longhorns, so don't come at me with that.
My brother says hip and boot time.
We're national championship material.
Hip and boot time. It is getting that way, yeah.
Oh.
Don't put a.
Now there's one way where they'll stick together. Right, you know, they're both in Texas, you know, so they'll stick together.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Texas is the best state according to.
We don't have a lower. Do we have a lower population density than Wyoming? I don't think so.
Country.
Oklahoma is the only state with a lower population density than Wyoming. You know what? That's an interesting fact. I don't think that's true.
I want to have to look that up. I don't think it's true either, because Wyoming is very. We've got, I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
an
Lauren,
interesting.
for pointing that out. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk about it on my show tomorrow night.
I'll be fact checking that statement.
Yeah,
that is pretty good.
Lloyd gonna be fact checking that statement. So
he's not sure. He's just joking.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Oklahoma's pretty densely populated. I mean, we still.
As he was probably typing that, I was thinking. I just wasn't saying it. It's like, okay, Lon's running his mouth again. I wonder what this is going to lead to. Where is this going to go? You know, because usually when Lon starts running off with something, it usually goes somewhere. So, yeah.
Yeah, and there's Ron Lockwood saying, don't pick. IQ density. I figured that. Joe Blaylock put that up. Okay, I'll Yeah, well, it's like Ron Lockwood. He put up that picture of his house and all that pretty property and all that beautiful stuff. And I just, on Facebook, I told him, I mean this with all sincerity, but bite me. He's got a natural background and beautiful, so anything I put up from Oklahoma is going to look like crap.
Mel, you have to
just in Sunrise Water Media
saying.
What?
You got to interject your favorite saying. Lone Star UAV. This is a perfect thing for the brother thing.
Hey, Kai. I think I said this at the beginning of the show. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I said it to Lloyd. I think I said it already, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only two people to.
There's only two people you don't want to screw with, except to use the F-bomb. And
Yeah.
one of them's me and the other one's my brother, and he ain't here. Or you could say the other one's my brother and he's in Tennessee, or you know. You can work that one out however you want.
This is true, Joe Blaylock. I will give you that one.
Well, for the most part.
A snail has a higher IQ.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Can we get that chant going in chat, guys? Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's go, Brandon.
You need to have something on your soundboard for that.
What's that?
You need to have something on your soundboard for Let's Go, Brandon.
Yeah, that'd be cool,
I may
wouldn't
have
it?
to do that, yeah. We were discussing that on Art's conservative talk show today, and I had to explain where that actually came from, because they were curious where it came up at, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, it was at Talladega, you know.
At the race,
and,
yep.
At the race, yeah. That was, and of course, the F. Joe Biden had started at college football, so there you go, right there. It's, you know, of course, we're all talking about Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. Those are all college football states that, you know, and probably some of the states where they started saying that, and then.
Oh yeah.
You know that would just.
It had to have happened in a red state somewhere.
Oh yeah.
If it was
I will
gonna
say.
happen anywhere, it had
I will
to
say
have happened
this.
in a red state.
In 2016, Oklahoma was the only state that every county voted red for Trump. In 2020, we only had one county that voted blue for Biden. And that was the same county that we got a non-binary, transgender, something or another state senator.
Yeah.
Biden started 40 years ago.
Yep. Or 50. Yeah.
Or 50, yeah.
Lloyd, did you see during the elections, they brought up the map of the votes that were coming in, and I vividly remember seeing Texas come in, and the entire state was red except for like 4 blue dots: Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and what was the other one?
Probably Houston or something.
Houston.
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah, Houston.
Probably Houston.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, if I say I want to hear everybody cheer for Biden, this is what I would hear. So, Lloyd, your great-great-grandson had a quiz in school yesterday or Friday, didn't they? The teacher asked. Teacher asked how many of the kids and families, how many of them supported Joe Biden, and they all raised their hand, but your grandson. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember what? You remember what the rest of it was? You want me to explain it?
You go ahead and explain. You tell it better. Yeah.
The teacher said, "Well, why doesn't your family support the president?" And he said, "Well, ma'am, because my family's Republicans. My mom's Republican, my dad's Republican, so that makes me a Republican, and we don't support the Democrats, so we don't support Joe Biden." And the teacher says, "Well, what if I said that your mom was a moron and your dad was an idiot?" And you know what your grandson came up with? He said, "Well, that'd make us fucking Democrats."
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I've got a grandson that would say that. Yeah.
So anyway.
No offense to our Democratic friends that might be
bullshit. I don't care if I offend them or not. I don't care if I offend them. That's not my problem. If they get offended by jokes and laughter and a good time, then that's their problem. That's not on me or us. You know, I mean,
and
period.
you know, that's the sad thing is we don't have a sense of humor anymore.
Well, we do.
We seem to have lost
Well,
it.
we do.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, we do.
The Democrats don't. I mean,
There's a lot of
Democrats
people who
don't.
though.
Yeah, and it's really getting bad. So, so what about Joe Biden? That's what I thought.
Did you just now set that up, Mel?
No, that's on my soundboard.
Oh, okay.
No, he's had.
I didn't know if you just added.
No.
I did hear that there is going to be some changes at the White House, and the way things are looking right now, it's going to be a major change, and it's going to help out really well. They are putting Alec Baldwin as head of security for the president.
Yeah.
That was probably too soon. I mean, but yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, at least Dick Cheney didn't kill anybody.
well, that's true.
He only shot the only trial lawyer that stood up for Trump, but you know, or stood up for Bush. But you know, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. It's
But he didn't kill anybody. He just wounded him. That's yeah.
you know what I don't, and we can talk about that if you want to a little bit. I don't care. What blows me away is that they had live ammo. Why would they have live ammo? You know,
Two things.
there's no reason
They had-
for
they
live
had-
ammo on a movie set whatsoever.
Well, two things happened. So one, the crew had already walked off the set once because of unsafe practices dealing with that. Two is Baldwin had actually been taking that gun out and practicing with it using live ammo.
Well, where is that
and-
report at? Because I've never heard that.
I actually heard it on Fox News this afternoon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and
Hello, Lake
they
Pilot.
said that but you know, I mean, I feel for Baldwin because he didn't intend to kill that person, you know.
No, that was
you know,
no way.
but
and we all know that. Everyone
as
knows
one-
that.
Yeah, and I feel very sorry for the family because that woman did not intend to go to work and die, you know. But it's what happened, and it's what happens when, as I saw it put today, when you have an anti-gun advocate that is fighting against, you know, against the people that are trying to promote gun safety. He violated the one rule, what I consider the number one rule when I took my hunter safety courses. Rule number one: treat every gun as if it were a loaded gun.
Well, there's
That
no
includes
such
the
thing
toy
as an
guns.
empty gun. Yeah. Period.
That's right, but they used to have, the NRA had what's called the 10 Commandments of gun safety, of hunter safety. That was the number one commandment back, and I was in the first class of Colorado hunter safety course. You know, we were the first. Mine was the first group that had to take the hunter safety course. They didn't have it up until, you know, the year that I turned 12, which is when you could start hunting in Colorado. You know, bird hunting with shotguns, and they need the NRA training is mandatory. And this is the thing: these actors, and this is what I saw today. They go out, they show on the TV, you know, show them shooting guns like this. So now you got gangbangers holding their guns like that. That's not accurate, for one thing. That's idiot. You know,
Well,
but it's in
plus-
the movie, so it must be cool.
gotta
You
drop
know,
it.
and
Plus,
then,
Alec Baldwin is an anti-gun person.
and that's the problem. He's an anti-gun person, and he fights against the NRA all the time.
Which
but
makes
it's the
no sense
NRA
why he'd be
that
out practicing with a handgun. I don't
Right,
get it.
but
it's not logical.
It's not. But then who says people on that side of that far over are logical anyways? And if it's logical, we wouldn't have a lot of things going on right now. But That was what I saw. I think they discussed it on the 5 or something like that. I can't remember. I saw 2 clips today. Maybe it wasn't a 5 either. Maybe who else was it? Anyways, I'll have to find it. But I did see that on Fox News that they had been using live ammo on and off during the week, and the crew and plus the gun handler. The armorer, as they're called, this was her first job as the head armorer. She'd always worked for her father. And she was even concerned and said in a statement in an interview a couple months ago, she was always scared about
Messing up,
discharging improper. Yeah.
Something else is John Schneider, Luke from Dukes of Hazzard.
From the Dukes of Hazzard, yeah.
Or Bo. Anyway, Dukes of Hazzard. John Schneider.
He's Bo. He's Bo.
He does a lot of stuff now, and I think Eric froze up again. Pretty sure, but
yeah, it looks like
maybe he'll get back. He did a thing today on a news interview where he said that this is absolutely, ridiculous that this even come close to happening. There's absolutely no reason to have live ammo on a set, and I get all that. And he made a little video clip using his fingers as a gun, shooting with the muzzle blast, coming out of the end of his finger. And it's like they don't need ammunition in guns. They don't even need blanks. Because the noise and the muzzle blast and everything can all be created. Shit, I can make videos with that. I've got all those special effects.
Oh yeah,
are you guys still talking
we can
about
do
people
all that.
shooting guns?
Yeah, welcome back,
Sorry,
by the
my
way.
phone was trying to die.
Yeah. It's and like I said, safety rule number 1 is, treat every gun as if it were a loaded gun.
Yep.
Yep. And safety rule number 2 is, this is your safety.
Yep.
This never touches the trigger until you're ready to pull it.
Yep.
End of conversation. I load when I put my gun in my holster. These fingers or this finger runs along the side of the barrel. It never gets near that. That's my gun. My concealed carry does not have a safety on it, because one, I'm old. I'll forget where to flip it, up or down. And if I know this gun doesn't have a safety on it. It's in the holster. It's safe. My finger makes sure it's safe. And the next thing is I can shoot myself in the foot by accident trying to figure out whether my safety's on or off by trying to flip it, This way, I don't have to worry about that. I know, and I can get shot by the bad guy trying to figure out whether the damn safety's on or off. So I don't.
And that's the way it is with my carry of choice, is there is no safety. But anyway... and the funny thing is the model of gun that I have is they do have safeties on them, but mine's an ex-police officer's gun, so it doesn't have one. But anyway,
well, they make the model that I have with or without a safety, and I chose to get it without the safety simply because I
treated it
it's
the
a
same way.
Carry.
I treated it the same way. I treat that the same way I did with my truck. They wanted to put speed control devices on trucks. My speed control device was in my right shoe, and it was directly wired to my left hip pocket where my wallet sat. That was my speed control that was my speed control device. It still is, in fact. But I started hunting when I was 8 years old, and actually I think I was just more carrying the game for my dad, but he made me think I was hunting, but that's it. It was pheasant hunting, and first year I went pheasant hunting was 8 years old. And you don't need an AR-14. I got an AR-14, Lloyd.
The AR-14.
Yeah. I got the gun that the HMFIC says I don't need. He says you don't need an AR-14.
Okay.
So I went and got one.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Democrats,
Yeah, I believe in gun control. I use both hands.
Both hands, yeah. I think you meant an AR-15,
right?
Mel.
Right?
No, I meant the 14.
No, it's
the-
it's a joke.
It's the
Who
M14
was
or the
that that said
AR-15. Yeah, who was that? Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat probably knows.
I prefer you.
Somebody in the chat
Yeah,
probably knows. I remember I went to Afghanistan in 2012, and in my area, we had basically the gun cleaning station, if you will, and we were getting swapped out by another unit.
To you rednecks,
who,
that's a fish
was coming
cleaning
in to
station.
relieve us for 6 months. But this guy, God love him, he was from the north, and he didn't know a damn thing about guns. Probably about one less thing. But anyway, and he was cleaning it, and as he didn't realize that he also in the chamber and proceeded to shoot the concrete floor, which scared the living. I don't know if I can say this on your channel or not, Mel, but scared the living
Yeah,
shit
go
out of
ahead.
me.
Yeah, I think.
As I was
I
sitting
bet it scared the shit out of him, too.
just, to the left of him. Yeah, and you want to talk about that. So everybody's like, oh, I don't want to join the military because I don't want to deploy and all that stuff because they don't want to go overseas. That was the least I was scared that entire trip. I wasn't scared about being overseas. I was worried about getting shot by the guy next to me that was cleaning his gun.
Yep. That's about the size of it too.
I learned something about shotguns, and because we were bird hunting. My brother, we'd go out dove hunting, and my brother and I were out dove hunting. I was using a double-barreled 20 gauge, and you cocked the hammers back on it. Well, you cock the hammer back on one side and then sit there and wait, and he was throwing rocks up at the trees trying to wait for the birds to come through, and I was supposed to shoot them. Well, they never left a friggin' tree, so at the end of the day, I never got the shot, or at the end of that little time period. So he says, all right, he says, grab it, he says, keep your thumb on that hammer, and he says, pull down on that. Well, I did. Of course, I didn't have it pointed up in the air, I had it pointed to the ground. And I did, but, my thumb wasn't all that strong, and that hammer was, and it had a round, it had a live round in the barrel, put a hole in the ground about this big, about that far from his foot. At that point, he says, okay, I just learned something.
Goodness.
One, you can't hold the hammer down, and two, next time we're going to break the barrel open before you pull the hammer down on it, because this is back, this is 50 some odd 60 years ago, 55, 60 years ago. Yeah, and it was an old gun then, It was
I'd like to bring light to another stupid thing that someone we like to pick on has said. The same guy that said you don't need an AR-14 also said all you need is a shotgun. Now, does he not realize that the shotgun
No, he doesn't.
is the only, exactly, he doesn't. It's the only gun without rifling. Therefore, it's in the barrel. Therefore, it's the only firearm that the rounds fired from it cannot be traced back to it. So it is the perfect murder weapon. Is he stupid or what?
Absolutely, yeah.
Stupid.
Well, that's a redundant question.
Yeah, I know.
Of course it's it's the people that have not been raised around guns or do not understand guns, and
shouldn't talk about guns.
They should, and they really need. Yeah,
I joined the Air Force.
My uncle
I also
owned the
learned
largest
to,
gun shop in the Lower
respect them and
Peninsula
use
in
them
Michigan when
once
I was a
joined too,
kid.
though.
yeah.
What was that,
Well,
Eric?
What was that?
That's what I said.
What'd you
Yeah,
just
what
say?
did you say?
Oh, I was just saying, I never touched a firearm until I joined the military, whenever I got in the Air Force. And since then, I've learned to respect and use them. But, I mean, I knew shit for nothing whenever I joined.
Well, most shotguns don't. Some do. Some depends on the barrel. But anyway, that's true,
Depends
little
on
brother.
the barrel type.
Well, guys, you know what? It's been an hour and a half to an hour show.
Yeah.
So we had a good time, but I think it's time to that's true, like Pilot, but just that's not an excuse for being uneducated, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I agree with it to a point, but not completely. But it is unfortunate. That part I will agree to.
Yeah.
Time to call it. Time to pull the plug. Lloyd, at this moment, you're planning on doing your show tomorrow night, right?
Pulling the plug.
Absolutely. I'm planning on doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
7 o'clock Central Time, United States.
Yep. Eric, I got that shoot I got to do tomorrow at 2, and I expect to be done with it by 2:30, 2:45. So right around there, and I'll be north of you. I'll be north of you, north of town. And maybe even east of town, because I may be up 71. I may not even be up 49, but I'm going to be north of you there. Maybe not too far.
Yeah,
maybe just like north of Walmart, and stuff up there. But yeah, but I think we need to figure out how to get into that residential neighborhood. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Because I think I want to be close to the subject when we start flying. That way, if there's any problems, that we can defend ourselves. And Eric keeps freezing up.
Yeah.
Okay. Lloyd, we'll see you tomorrow night, maybe.
Yep.
I'm not working at the store, but I got other stuff going on, so I don't know if I'll be around or not. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But
I'll
Eric,
send you the link. And
thank you for being on the show and talking a little bit about what you do for what you're allowed.
It was fun.
We'll have to do this some more.
Yep.
And I'll definitely get hooked up with you tomorrow. And on that note, everyone, I'm going to start the go home, get out of here, get out of Dodge, the outro thing. Let y'all have 5 minutes to chit chat in the chit chat, and we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for being here. And as usual, everyone, I know you could have been anywhere. You chose to be here. And I really do appreciate it. I honestly do.